the filibuster is a big deal because this was a surprise, I think, to a lot of people that she said this on a radio show yesterday.
Within our reach to hold on to the majority in the Senate and take back the House. And so I would also emphasize that while the presidential election is extremely important and dispositive of where we go moving forward, it also is about what we need to do to hold on to the Senate and win seats in the House. That being said, I've been very clear. I think we should eliminate the filibuster for Roe.
Oh my God. I can't.
And we need, and get us to the point where 51 votes would be what we need to actually put back in law the protections for reproductive freedom and for the ability of every person and every woman to make decisions about their own body and not have their government tell them what to do.
First of all, I think Sinema's response to this was the best.
But don't you think first of all, I think she was reading that. I think she was reading from a script. And second of all, in 2017, she signed a letter with a bunch of other senators.
I have that.
Okay, good. Because she's a liar.
Kristen Sinema's response to this was absolutely perfect. She said, to state the supremely obvious, eliminating the filibuster to codify Roe v. Wade also enables a future Congress to ban abortion nationwide because it's tit for tat. That's how this works.
Yeah.
What an absolutely terrible, short-sighted idea. The only reason I can think of that she would do this close to the election, when she had to know that it was even going to make some Democrats mad, is that she's that confident of the fix being in. And she doesn't have to worry about future Congresses banning abortions nationwide because we will never have a Republican-led Senate again.
Yeah.
That's what I think she thinks.
Yeah, she may be that or somebody is telling her to think that. I don't think she thinks a lot of crap on her own. I think somebody's telling her that the fix, you're right, that the fix is in. This is what you should think. Here's your note cards full of crap that you should think. But I mean, the bottom line is she's a liar. Because
total liar.
This is a woman who, like in 2000, like I said, 2017, I know you get the letter, but like she's like, I'm supporting the filibuster. Now I'm not supporting the filibuster. It's like every other damn thing that she says. Years ago, she'll say one thing. Now she says another. She is doing everything she can just to get elected. Would never trust anybody that does that.
Yeah.
She stands for nothing. She stands for nothing. She has no morals. This woman has no ethics. She will do everything she can to weasel her way to get power. That is not okay. Reject her at all costs. This woman is disgusting. She is evil.
Joe Manchin also saying, well, there goes my endorsement. He said, shame on her. She knows the filibuster is the holy grail of democracy. It's the only thing that keeps us talking and working together. If she gets rid of that, then this would be the House on steroids.
Right.
And then when asked if he would back her for president, he said, that ain't going to happen. I think that basically can destroy our country, and my country is more important to me than any one person or any one person's ideology. I think it is the most horrible thing. And then, as you said, there was this letter. Tom Cotton showed that her signature was on it. I went and looked for it. It was on the 4th page of signatories.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And this was a letter saying she signed, pledging to support the filibuster to make sure the Senate, quote, continues to serve as the world's greatest deliberative body.
God.
I mean, and as Tom said, her word is meaningless.
Totally meaningless. Everything she says to you is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe Democrats can't see that. It's like being in a relationship with somebody who lies to you all the time, and then you just continue to take it. You continue to be there. You continue to show up for that person. Why do you do that? It's abusive. She is abusive. She is lie. It's all she does is lie. Unreal.
I mean, that's pretty remarkable to be that flip-floppy on like literally every single position.
Everything. Every single thing she's been, every single thing she's lied about. She is an abuser, this woman.
And she won't do interviews that aren't scripted where she's not seen.
Nope.
I mean, she'll do these radio interviews where she can read answers. But I want somebody to question her about these flip-flops.
Nobody will. I mean, even Hillary Clinton is giving her cover. I saw her the other day saying, if you want to see her policies, just check out her website. I don't know why people are asking her about policies. You got to be freaking kidding me. If it were anybody else, if it were a Republican, she would be demanding that person do interviews. She would be demanding that they stand by their policies. Kamala has she has no backbone. She has nothing. There's no foundation. She doesn't believe in anything. She is just like scratching her way into power, and she will say anything and do anything to get it. And it's gross.
And what else is a problem right now is that people are on the struggle bus. A lot of people are on the struggle bus. A lot of people are facing huge, crushing amounts of debt because they're living credit card bill to credit card bill because they cannot afford the basic necessities of life. And if you are one of those people, please do not stress out and please do not feel shame, because in this economy, when there's Bidenomics, you should feel no shame about being under a lot of debt. The good news is that there is relief and there is help, and it comes in the form of donewithdebt.com. They have next level strategies to help you get out of your debt without filing for bankruptcy, without taking out a bunch of loans. They've got debt relief specialists that can help work with your specific situation and get you in a way better shape. And so before you do something crazy, like before you file for bankruptcy, just talk to them. It's free to talk to them. You can call them at 888-322-1054, or you can just visit donewithdebt.com. You can speak to one of their debt relief strategists for absolutely free, and they can tell you about the strategies that they have to help you. So do not despair. Do not feel like all hope is lost. Check with donewithdebt.com first and foremost and see if they can help you. They likely can. So just know that help is on the way.
So transparent.
And now, did you hear that? I think it's Friday that she is planning on visiting the border.
Yes.
Are you freaking kidding me? So there was a CNN, I forget her name, but you'll see it because there's a tweet about the CNN person who was like, this is kind of ridiculous.
Do it.
It was, CNN's Eva McKend had some things to say about this tough on the border routine of Kamala's, and you'll hear her right.
The vice president has a long history, a well-documented history of really being an ally to these immigrant communities. She has 2 chapters in her book, I Say We Fight and We Are Better Than This, where she really makes a robust case for undocumented immigrants. During the Trump administration, she talked about a climate of fear. She dismissed the border wall as ineffective and a waste of resources. And even her guest at the joint session of Congress was a DACA recipient, was a dreamer. And so for her to go down there and characterize herself as tough on the border, to me, it isn't consistent with a lot of the policy positions that she previously has espoused.
Right. Did you see Gretchen Carlson's face?
I hate her.
I know you do. I was waiting to see if you mention her. I know. That was beautiful. The way that she laid out the facts there was beautiful. I love that woman. That's fantastic. Another thing that nobody ever talks about is the 400,000 children who have been trafficked into this country by the cartel. No one ever talks about that. Somebody needs to hold her accountable for that, because Kamala and Joe did that. They trafficked children who are unaccounted for. And you ask, who is it? Is it the DHS secretary, DD, whatever the secretary is, Xavier? What's his name? Becerra? Is it Becerra?
What is he? Health secretary?
Yeah, the HHS secretary. Javier Becerra, I think his name is. Remember, he was on the stand and they were like, what happened to these kids? And he's like, I don't know. They have no idea. They have no idea. And so I want to know where AOC is in her white suit crying for a photo op. Because remember how concerned she was about the children. You guys are so concerned. And now we've got 400,000 kids who are unaccounted for. Where are they? Where are they? Think about that. Think about 400,000 kids in a stadium. Gone in this country. That's unacceptable. And so she needs to be held accountable for that. So go to the border. I double dog dare her to go to the border. And then somebody needs to be down there to ask her those questions.
Yeah, I can't imagine how she will try to spin a visit as a looking positive thing for her. It's just not going to work. And Scott Jennings said the same in this panel.
I argue about this bill all the time. We are where we are. We showed the poll. She's down on this issue. Going to the border is not going to fix that. I don't know if you all have seen the video. There's this amazing video of her from a couple of years ago out chanting, down with mass deportation. Doug was right behind her chanting along. Her views on this are so obvious. Going to rallies and chanting, running on it in 2019, 2020. We know where she is on immigration vis-a-vis Donald Trump. Going to the border is not going to change that. The American people are going to see him as tough on it. tougher than she will ever want to be on it. They don't trust Democrats on this issue because of the last 3.5 years, the day one executive orders, and then waiting until the shadow of an election to try to pay some lip service to it. It's not going to work.
You hear?
Okay, so she's going because her poll numbers are bad, not because she actually gives a crap about the border. Because we all know how she feels about the border. She doesn't feel like there should be a border. She doesn't feel like these people are illegal. We all know how she feels. She doesn't care. She just, again, she wants to scratch her way into power. Mm-hmm. And she's going to do whatever it takes. And she's like, well, I guess if I have to show up to that stupid border. I mean, I've never been to Europe either.
You know what she'll do? She's going to go down to the border and she's going to say Trump stopped a border bill from being passed.
Totally.
It would have fixed everything, which is a complete lie. But that's going to be the spin. Mm-hmm. Just watch. That will be the spin.
Yep.
And then you'd come across this video of Sheriff Boyd from Texas talking about just sort of another angle of what's happening with this broken border that should sound alarm bells.
Term invasion, and that's exactly what this is. But you hear the term immigration, and I'm going to tell you this is not immigration, this is slave trade. We deal with this every day in our counties. These individuals that are being brought to us, coming through our county, and we are intercepting, they are not free to go. They are the property of the cartels who get them to Houston and then move them around the country where they have to work off their indebtedness to the cartel one way or another. Whether that be unloading drugs, selling drugs, working in restaurants, working in hotels, or whether it be forced prostitution all across the United States of America. These individuals are not free. We're importing a peon class, and we are allowing the cartels to do it. It is an invasion that is being pushed by the cartels into our country, and it must come to a stop. This may be hard for some people to swallow because you think slavery ended a long time ago, but it did not. It's taking place in modern America right now, and we're seeing it firsthand in law enforcement. Governor Abbott threw us a lifeline when we were drowning. We appreciate everything he has done for us. We appreciate the funds through Operation Lone Star. We were going under, and he threw us a lifeline, and he saved us. He gave us the ability to defend our counties when we didn't have the resources to do such. But the tide is rising, and the work is increasing, and the invasion is continuing. We've gone from having one vehicle loaded with illegal aliens and a scout vehicle in front of it to caravans of 5 or more vehicles loaded with drugs and illegal aliens coming through at a time.
Yeah, wow. And women and children, too. And this party is okay with that. I say this party. Democrats are okay with that. So they're okay with slavery. They're okay with that. I hope
they're facilitating it.
Right. They're facilitating it. They're like making it so easy for the cartels to do that. Why is that? Why are they okay with it? I want her to answer that question. I want Joe Biden to answer that question. I want Obama. I want all of them to answer that question because they're okay with slavery.